You're not new to the GTA franchise, so the endless car chases, the chaos, and the bloodshed is something you're used to seeing in a GTA game. Every time someone brings up Grand Theft Auto, most people immediately think about the violence and the destruction. These things are surely a part of the GTA franchise, but what if I told you that GTA has always been about something much deeper? And once you see it, you will never look at the series the same way again. You will understand what I'm talking about in a bit. But let me tell you, if you think that you know Grand Theft Auto, then after watching this video, your whole outlook of this franchise will change forever. Prepare yourself because you're about to see GTA in a whole new light. So, let us begin.
War is where the young and stupid are tricked by the old and bitter into killing each other.
Every time GTA is in the headlines, the negative news surrounding it is very familiar because at some point in our lives, we have all heard it. The critics usually talk about the same things. They talk about how GTA glorifies violence or how it is just a game about crime and how GTA corrupts young minds. The thing is, the world has been sold this image of Grand Theft Auto. It is a game where you steal cars, run away from cops, and light up the city with gunfire. It is a game that gets blamed for everything from violent video game addiction to even encouraging criminal behavior, which I think is absolutely insane. Obviously, this is far from the truth because the truth is, Grand Theft Auto isn't just about the violence, it is not even about the chaos. At its heart, GTA has always been about exploring the human condition. It explores how humans react to hope. It explores our flaws as humans and the choices we make when the stakes are high. When you look closely, you'll see that these hidden depths of GTA can be broken down into three main components. The first component is the American dream. The pursuit of the American dream and how it's often a lie is at the very core of GTA. Take Nico Bellic for example. In GTA 4, he comes to Liberty City chasing the same dream so many immigrants have, the chance to escape his past and build a better future. But what does he find instead? He finds betrayal, corruption, and a city that demands moral compromises for immigrants like him with no safety net. Then we have San Andreas, which begins as a game more grounded towards family and personal life of CJ. But as it goes on and CJ moves to San Fierro, that American dream is back again driving CJ to chase after it. CJ's story represents the classic started from the bottom and now we're here kind of arc because he begins as an outcast returning home due to the passing of his mother. Then he builds an empire across various cities symbolizing the pursuit of financial success despite the systematic barriers that he faced. While in the end CJ achieves wealth and power, the price he had to pay in the process was massive. He had to deal with the betrayal from his friends, exposure to moral compromises, and his inclusion in crime. The story of San Andreas suggested that for individuals like CJ, the American dream may be accessible only through corrupt or illegal means. San Andreas as a game critiques various aspects of society that CJ deals with as barriers to American dream, particularly in the 1990s when the story of San Andreas takes place.
It's bullshit. Go to college. Then you're gonna rip people off and get paid for it. It's called capitalism.
Then comes GTA 5, which takes the concept of the American dream to a whole another level since it features three different protagonists. Michael is a former criminal who achieved the dream, but he finds it empty and unfulfilling. His wealth isolated him and his family is dysfunctional. Franklin, on the other hand, is a young hustler doing his best to move up in the world. But he soon realizes that achieving the American dream often means sacrificing your personal values or becoming complicit in a system which asks for corruption and crime. Then we have Trevor, who rejects the traditional markers of the American dream such as wealth and status. Instead, Trevor lives a life of chaos. His lifestyle is a direct mockery of the structured, goal-oriented pursuit of success that defines the dream. And this is entirely by Rockstar's design, because Trevor grew up in a dysfunctional environment marked by violence and abuse. His inability to fit into mainstream society reflects the failure of the American dream for those in his position. the individuals left behind by the economic system and the society. These characters across all the GTA games and their struggles reflect a harsh truth. In the world of GTA, the American dream isn't something you achieve, it is something you chase. And the closer you get, the more you realize it was never real to begin with. With GTA 6 releasing soon, it does make you think, how will its character navigate and ultimately be consumed by the relentless pursuit of an unattainable American dream?
I'll have two number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, two number 45s, one with cheese, and a large soda.
The second component of Rockstar's hidden design is about moral ambiguity. GTA franchise doesn't give us heroes. It gives us flawed characters navigating impossible choices. Think about Franklin in GTA 5. He is torn between loyalty to his friends and his desire to escape the streets. These moral dilemmas elevate the game beyond simple violence that the usual headlines would want to believe in. But the story of Franklin is nothing in comparison to Nico. When it comes to moral ambiguity, Nico is by far the most morally ambiguous protagonist in the franchise. Being a war veteran, he is haunted by the things he had witnessed and the things he had done during the war. His desire to escape his past contrasts with his actions in Liberty City, where he becomes deeply involved in crime. Nico's motivations are often a result of his loyalty towards his friends and family, particularly his cousin Roman. Nico's struggle for a better life is undermined by his willingness to kill and betray others to achieve his goals. His dialogues in the game frequently reflects his internal conflict, showcasing his disdain for violence even as he continues to do it. If you're talking about morals, then CJ in San Andreas is portrayed as a relatively good character, at least compared to the other characters in the series. But his willingness to kill and exploit others for personal gain challenges the notion of him as a purely noble figure. His story reflects the challenges of escaping poverty and crime. In most people's opinion, you will notice that CJ's actions can often be justified by his circumstances. After all, he is fighting against corrupt cops or protecting his family against violence from rival gangs. And the violence that he does commit himself is a direct result of the betrayal he had faced from his close friends. But if you really look at it from others' perspective, then their actions are not so different from CJ. Yes, Smoke did betray his friends, but CJ also in a way betrayed their trust when he left them all behind 5 years ago. CJ's brother, Sweet, even blames CJ for the death of their brother Brian. During the time when CJ left Grove Street and lived in Liberty City, characters like Smoke and Ryder made decisions which were a result of necessity on their part. The moral ambiguity is present in the game not just for the protagonist, but also for the antagonists. This is why in GTA there are no heroes. There are just people trying to survive in a world that doesn't play fair. And sometimes the hardest choice isn't between the right and wrong. Sometimes it is between bad and worse. The third and final component of Rockstar's design is about the cost of power. Every GTA protagonist is chasing something. It can be money, it can be power, revenge, or even respect. But as they climb higher, they all learn the same painful truth. Whatever they are chasing has a price, and the price isn't just about the money. Their pursuit might just cost them their soul. Tommy might be the best character to showcase this point. In Vice City, Tommy starts as a man with nothing. He is just a pawn in somebody else's game. But by the end, he is sitting at the top, running the city by himself like a king. On the surface, it may seem like a rags to riches story, similar to CJ's, but if you look closer, you will realize that Tommy's empire is built on betrayal, blood, and the growing paranoia that everyone around him wants what he has. Tommy trusts no one, and he can't stop looking over his shoulder. Tommy achieves everything he set out to do, but does he find peace? Does he find happiness? The silence of his mansion tells us everything we need to know. Nico, on the other hand, is the complete opposite of Tommy, because he isn't chasing power. For Nico, it is about redemption. It is about escaping his violent past and starting over. But the more he tries to leave it behind, the more it pulls him back. Every step forward drags Nico deeper into the underworld of Liberty City. By the end of GTA 4, Nico has lost almost everything: friends, family, and any hope of finding peace. Nico was in the pursuit of power in a different way. He wanted power to start fresh, to leave behind his past and start over. In order to achieve that, Nico had to pay the price. And the price of his choices isn't just the lives he has taken. It is the weight that he carries with him, and it is the emptiness in his eyes. In the process to attain power over his life, Nico doesn't just lose others, he loses himself. Now, if you compare Nico to Michael from GTA 5, you will get a very interesting picture. Imagine, Nico is standing in front of Michael. What would you think? He would think that Michael has it all: the mansion, the luxury cars, the piles of money. To someone like Nico, who has been fighting his way up from nothing, Michael's life might look like the finish line. But what Nico wouldn't see is the truth hidden beneath the surface. Michael is a man haunted by his past, trapped in a life he thought he wanted. His family is falling apart, his wife is distant, his children lost in their own struggles, and no matter how many heists he plans or how much money he earns, he cannot escape that emptiness that is eating him away from the inside. Power has given him everything and nothing at the same time. Similarly, Nico's pursuit of redemption costed him the very thing he wanted most: peace. So whether a character attains power or no, it seems like in the world of GTA, every character gives away much of themselves in the process. Each of these protagonists, Michael, Nico, Tommy, shows us the same painful truth that Rockstar keeps emphasizing to us over and over again. The truth is, in the world of GTA, power always comes at a cost. Michael has wealth, but no happiness. Nico has the chance to start over, but he can't because his dream of peace is shattered forever. Tommy rules his empire, but sacrifices trust and connection. No matter where they begin or how far they rise, every character in GTA pays dearly in the pursuit of power, leaving us as audience to really wonder, was all of it really worth it? These are the three main components of Rockstar's storytelling, and now the question of the hour is, how will GTA 6 tackle these components? Will it dig deeper into these themes, giving us protagonists who reflect our modern struggles? Will it ask new questions about the price we pay for ambition in a world that seems more cutthroat now than ever? From the information of GTA 6 that we currently know, we can assume that GTA 6 will push the boundaries of storytelling and player choice. If that indeed turns out to be the case, we may finally see a game where the cost of power isn't just some narrative theme. Rather, it might be something we feel with every decision we make as players. If there is anything you've learned from this section of the video, then you can see that GTA has tried to teach us a lesson that tells us that power changes everything, and the higher you climb, the further there is to fall. The only question left now is, how high will GTA 6 make us climb, and then eventually, how deep will it make us fall? GTA games aren't just about the characters. The cities and the open world that these protagonists live in are just as important as the characters themselves. To create the world of GTA, Rockstar holds up a mirror, a warped, exaggerated, and brutally honest mirror to the world we live in. Life Invader, for example. You definitely remember that mission from GTA 5. We infiltrate a tech company that is clearly a parody of Facebook, Instagram, and every other social media website we have in real life. The satire is so sharp it hurts because it is poking fun at our obsession with social media and the way we are willing to trade privacy for the dopamine hit of likes and shares. The name itself is a joke because it is called Life Invader. What makes Life Invader so brilliant and scary at the same time is how familiar it feels to us. Rockstar doesn't create some dystopian future when they are building their worlds. It is not like Cyberpunk where the future is dark and bleak. Instead, Rockstar takes the world we already live in and holds a mirror on it to show us our reality from a different perspective. The scariest part is that if we actually sit down to analyze the world of GTA, it does not feel like satire at all. It feels like a Monday morning somewhere in our own world. Take ammunition, for example, a staple in GTA universe for all our gun needs, and clearly a razor-sharp critique of gun culture. In GTA, buying a weapon is as casual as grabbing a soda from the vending machine. Need an RPG? No problem. Ammunition has you covered. And while you are at it, don't forget to pick up some armor and grenades. Rockstar's commentary is loud and clear. When the absurd becomes normal, maybe it is time to take a hard look at ourselves. What makes this satire so powerful is that it doesn't preach. Rockstar doesn't tell you what to think. It just hands you a mirror and tells you to take a look and see if you recognize something. Each city and the world that Rockstar has built has their own take on satire of the real world. If Los Santos is about wealth and vanity, Liberty City is about corruption. The politicians in GTA 4 are fictional characters, sure, but the systems they represent are not so different from real life. Throughout GTA 4, you can see campaign ads which promise change, but the backroom deals and the broken promises hit uncomfortably close to home. Rockstar takes the machinery of politics from the real world, the lies, the manipulation, the money, and lays it all bare in front of the players. What's so brilliant about Rockstar satire when they are creating their open world is that it is not about some one-liner or some jokes said by a character. It is instead about systems. Systems that don't just tolerate greed and corruption, they thrive on it. And when you play GTA, you're right in the middle of them, making choices that more often than not reinforce the very things you claim to hate in your real life. Whether it is the portrayal of media or politics or even the consumer culture, GTA doesn't hold back. It exaggerates, it mocks, but most importantly, it exposes the real world. And the reason all of their satire works so well is because it is all true. After watching this video so far, I am sure you see GTA in a new light. You no longer can see GTA as just a game about chaos or crime. In fact, you might see it as a reflection of us. But here is the question. Where does the franchise go from here? The release of GTA 6 is closer than ever. We are standing right on the edge of something monumental in the world of gaming. Rockstar has always pushed boundaries, not just in terms of gameplay, but in storytelling, world building, and satire too. So, what can we expect? Well, the concept of the American dream surely will make a return in GTA 6. It has been at the heart of every GTA story, but in GTA 6, it is likely to take on a new form. Today's world is more divided than ever before. The gap between the wealthy elite and the world's working class has never been wider, and that is something that Rockstar will jump on instantly to critique. Keeping everything we know about GTA 6 in our mind, I can imagine the protagonists in GTA 6 grappling not just with crime and ambition, but also with the questions of legacy, survival, and even identity in a digital world. The American dream concept isn't dead. It has just evolved, and Rockstar knows exactly how to show us this new take. The cost of power and moral ambiguity are the two other cornerstones of the GTA franchise. In GTA 6, this could be taken to new extremes as well. Thanks to the technology we have now, the choices that we make in the game don't need to be limited to just affect the game's story, but also its open world. GTA 6 could be a game where our alliances, betrayals, and compromises change the very fabric of the city we live in. Rockstar's protagonists have always been flawed, but what if this time, with GTA 6, those flaws were shaped by us, the players? A protagonist whose morality shifts depending on our actions, blurring the line between the protagonist and the player. And then finally, there's the satire. If there is one thing GTA 6 is guaranteed to deliver, it is a no holding back take on our modern world. GTA 6 could satire everything from modern social media, fake news, and the rise of celebrity politicians. And let's not forget the media, because in Rockstar's hands, our obsession with influencers, algorithms, and clickbait headlines is pure gold for some brutal and hilarious commentary. All this is surely nice, but perhaps the biggest leap that I think GTA 6 could make is in terms of immersion. Rockstar has hinted at systems that go beyond anything we've seen before in gaming. The city of GTA 6 might feel more alive than any other world in gaming before. The world of GTA has always been more than just a sandbox for chaos, destruction, and violence. It is more like a stage where ambitions of our protagonists collide with reality. A stage where choices of individuals ripple through the lives of flawed characters. And a stage where satire holds up a mirror to our own contradictions. With GTA 6, that stage might be more alive, more personal, and more dynamic than ever before. If this video got you thinking about the deeper layers of GTA, its characters, and its world, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're as excited as I am for GTA 6, or if you would like more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.